What's up, Rams fam? This is Zach Friesen here, and today we're going to be going over 5 bold predictions that I have for both Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff's seasons. Let's get into the video. Wow, guys, I just want to say that I am overwhelmed by the love and support that we got on this video, and the Rams got robbed by Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff trade. Now, I do want to go over a few criticisms people had of this, and obviously, if you see the like and dislike ratio here, you can see that, let me make sure it's recording, you can see that, it was 33 to 50 dislikes. So obviously, I kind of am a Rams channel, and I kind of talked not bad about our quarterback, and that's the misconception I want to get out of the way. I don't think that Matthew Stafford is a bad quarterback, and I actually think that he has a chance to do some really good things this season, as we'll get into in these bold predictions I'm about to give. But I just think that people give Jared Goff way too much hate. Now, people obviously sounded off in the comments. There's 140 comments, and I think that they have a lot of very good criticisms of what I said in the video. I would just like to say, you can be respectful about your comments, and there was a lot of respectful comments, such as this guy Rick Mata. He said this is good presentation. He gave me a compliment, and then he went into why I was wrong. And I think that a lot of you guys had a lot of good things to say about Matthew Stafford and why he is a little bit better than Jared Goff, more than I think he is anyways. Like, why do you guys think he's leaps and bounds better? I think he's marginally better. I think it's probably somewhere in the middle, because a lot of people have a deep hatred for Jared Goff, and I have a deep love for Jared Goff. So the answer has to be somewhere in the middle. He's probably a bit more than marginally better than Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford is, and Jared Goff is not a bum, though, in my opinion, and in a lot of very smart people's opinions as well. But yeah, thank you everyone who subscribed. We're up to 24 subscribers, and we have 1,000 views on this video. So I'd just like to thank you guys all who chose to stick around and watch my other content I've been putting out on this channel. I really appreciate you guys. But let's get into today's video, which is going to be 5 bold predictions for Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. So here we go. I made a little presentation for you guys here on Google Slides, so if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, so let's get into it. Awards, as you can see on the screen, Jared Goff, I don't think he'll get any awards. Like I said before, I do think Matthew Stafford is better. I think the Rams are a much better situation, and I think that's probably what contributed to my overall thesis on Jared Goff being either just marginally worse, not way worse. But the Rams are going to have a way better supporting cast for Matthew Stafford, and I think he will play better this year, and I think he has a chance to win the MVP. So it's going to be my first bold prediction. Matthew Stafford wins MVP. Jared Goff does not win any awards, and that might not be bold for Jared Goff, but it's a bold prediction for Matthew Stafford. The second bold prediction that we are going to have is that Matthew Stafford is going to have 5,172 yards. Now, you guys might be thinking, whoa, and Jared Goff, obviously 4,724 yards. So you guys might be thinking, whoa, pump the brakes. Matthew Stafford getting 5,000 plus yards. I don't know if he's done that yet, but you guys have to remember, last year, Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff both missed a game, and Matthew Stafford had 4,000 yards, and Jared Goff had 3,900 yards. So they both missed a game. Well, there's going to be an extra game added on to this season this year, so there's going to be 17 games. So you guys have to remember that. While Patrick Mahomes had 5,050 touchdowns a few years back when he won MVP, this would still be a less impressive season than Patrick Mahomes' season, because Matthew Stafford will have an extra game to get these 5,000 yards. And I know what you guys are thinking. Jared Goff only had 3,900 passing yards last year. Well, he did miss that game, and he does have another game to add on to it, and he was, kind of hurt at the end of that Seattle game. I think if Jared Goff has a whole season, extra 2 games, because he didn't get the Cardinals and the extra game on top of that. If he has that, I think he'll be in his groove, and I think he will get to 4,700 yards with their O-line being so good, as well as having an established running game. That's really huge for Jared Goff and his confidence. And I would also like to point out that Matthew Stafford has already once eclipsed 5,000 yards, so saying that he'll do it again with this supporting cast around him is not too far of a reach. For the third bold prediction of the day, I'm going to say say that Matthew Stafford is going to have 50 passing touchdowns and Jared Goff is going to have 42. Now, this is something that Matthew Stafford has never done, is got 50 passing touchdowns. The most he ever had, I believe, was 41 passing touchdowns in 2011. He was looking like an MVP candidate that year, although the wins weren't necessarily there. But he had 41. I think he'll have an extra, obviously he'll have an extra game to get to 50, as well as the supporting cast is the best he's ever had. Now you guys are like, whoa, Jared Goff, the most touchdowns he's ever had was 32 in that insane year he had when they went to the Super Bowl, and they had a good running game. I know, I understand. I just think that Jared Goff is going to have one of the best lines of his career. They have Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell. They have such a good line, probably the best of his career, and Jared Goff flourishes with a good line. And if you guys didn't know, Jared Goff leads the amount of I believe it's passes that ended within the 5-yard line before touchdown and then ended up being a rushing touchdown. He just gets unlucky, and every year he gets unlucky by just getting it to the 5-yard line and then they just run it in, because why wouldn't you run it in? But I think Jared Goff gets lucky this year, gets anywhere from 36 to 42 touchdowns. I know 42 is a lot, but I think, with this line, it's a possibility. I know it's a bold prediction thing. It probably won't happen. It's a bold prediction, okay? Next up, for passing interceptions, we are going to have 12 passing interceptions for Jared Goff and 12 passing interceptions for Matthew Stafford. I think now you guys are like, they're not going to have the same amount of interceptions. Jared Goff is a interception, freaking God, but I mean, he only had 13 interceptions last year, if you guys didn't know. Now, he did miss that one game, I will give you that, but I think Jared Goff plays in a much cleaner pocket in the Lions with Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker, and Penei Sewell. And they have good guards as well. And I think that he doesn't make as many mistakes. Now, he might have more, he'll definitely have more fumbles just because he's Jared Goff. He's going to have more fumbles than Matthew Stafford will. So I'll have more turnovers. But in terms of interceptions, I think 12 in a 17-game season is going to be what Jared Goff does. Now, Matthew Stafford, the reason I think he will have the same as Jared Goff is because I think he's going to be slanging that football around, and he's going to be throwing a lot more than Jared Goff will. So I think just the amount of volume he's going to be throwing, he's going to have those 50 passing touchdowns, but he's also going to have those 12 passing interceptions. So, I mean, when you're throwing a lot, interceptions just happen. He got picked off in the Cowboys scrimmage they have against the Cowboys. He got picked off by Jalen Ramsey in training camp. He is not God. He can throw interceptions. I think he throws 12. And last but not least, I have our records. So, and this, I also have predictions for, Super Bowl, how they do in the playoffs. So, we'll start off Jared Goff. Jared Goff, I think, will be 10-7, have a loss in the wild card round. And then I think that the Matthew Stafford and the Rams will be 13-4 and Super Bowl champs. So that is my 5th bold prediction. I think that the Lions make the playoffs. That's a pretty bold prediction. And then the Rams win the Super Bowl and Matthew Stafford is MVP. I think that is some bold predictions that could definitely happen. But what do you guys think about these predictions? Do you think I am actually insane in the brain? Do you think that Jared Goff is just going to have 30 interceptions? Let me know in the comment section below. Try to keep it respectful. I will say that I got a lot of comments that were kind of out of pocket. Try to keep it respectful. If you don't, then I mean, it's okay. It's whatever. I have a pretty thick skin. But I mean, if you keep it respectful, I'll try to respond to you. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like. And if you guys do want to see some more content like this, please subscribe and never miss a video. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Zach. I'll see you in the next video.